Hey, Robert Davis back with you here. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to do uh, the Scalabian components for import-export. We'll do the export today. And so we'll open up a new Windows VCL application. There we go. And we'll recaption this right now. It's an export sample program. And then the first thing I like to do on a project is to set a nice style for it. So we go to Project Options, Appearance, and I'm going to select Diamond. I like that one. It's better than, you can see it here, the preview. I like that better than the standard Windows 10. And we'll set that to the default style. So when we run it, you'll see it's styled like we want it. Okay, first thing we do as far as the application goes, we're going to run down here to dbgo and get our ADO components. We need a connection, we need a table, and we'll go up here and get the data source. Let's move these to give them a little separation. There we go. And we need to set our connection string for our ADO connection. So let's do that right away. Connection string, we'll build it with the wizard. We're going to use the Microsoft Jet 4.0 OLED DB driver. Select our table. We'll get that from the desktop. Family tree database, family tree, MDB. Get rid of that. Test connection. Good. That's good. Okay. And uncheck the login prompt so you don't get a login prompt. You don't need that. Next thing we're going to do is set the table. We need to set the connection to the ADO1 connection, ADO connection 1. And we'll set the table name. We want the main table. And let's see if we can get that connected. Yes, we can. And then on the data set, we just need to select the data set ADO table 1. Okay, now let's go to data controls. We want a DB grid. Get that little space, grow that out a little bit up. And we need a standard button, T button. And put that up here. Let's go ahead and caption the button to what we want. Export. Okay. Now, at this point, what we need is to empower this to do exports, we need to come down here to SM export and get. All we need is the export wizard. And we'll just move that up there to kind of give it a little continuity. Now you have to, this is a little different than the import thing in that you've got to set the data set to ADO table 1. That's what we want to export. And you've got to set the DB grid to DB grid 1 because it's going to export from that. And then to make this all work, double click the export button for the click event, and we'll say SME wizard DLG1 execute. That is it. That's all we need. Let's go back to the design mode and fix one more thing about the form itself. We don't want it sizable, so we're going to say border style single. And we want to set the position as desktop center. Okay, let's run this and see what we got. My grid, I didn't set the grid to the data source. My bad. Data source 1. And there you see it. Populates that. And I'll narrow these down when we hit runtime. Here we go. And, oh, I see what's wrong. That table's empty. Well, let's pick another table. Another connection. We can do that. Build. We want documents. Embarcadero. Studio. Projects. Final family tree project. Family tree, DB, test connection, good to go. Okay. And the main table stays the same, so we'll set this active to true and there we go. We got some data. Okay, let's run this. There we are. Now, select the export button. And for fun, I'm going to do an XML file that we're going to export to. And we want to include column titles, blank of 0. Export the original values. That's all fine. I like leading zeros, but I don't know that I get them. We can uncheck ID because if you import this into an existing database table called family tree database, The ID is in the auto ink, and the database takes care of that itself. Press next, next, and we'll open the file for reviewing. Let's see, that's a restricted directory, so don't write to that. Don't try to. I'm just going to do it to the desktop. And then save and execute. There you go. Let's just open this in WordPad. And there we are. You see all the field names, and it even gets your notes, which is a long text field, and then the individual records as they go. Now you can use this. One of the ways that I would use the XML export is, for instance, in my schoolhouse software, if I were transferring a student to another school, say they moved up to high school from middle school or junior high, you could export that record in XML, and the other school could import it to their database in XML. It's very useful for that. So I'll close that. And there you have the SM export example. Let's do that one more time. You don't have to select your file format. You've already done that. You've already done this. You've already done that. Undo that. You already got the name chosen. Open file for review. Execute. Try Notepad this time. There you have it. There you have it. And you could use this for only selected records. Filter the table before and just pick the records you want, and then export those to the XML format and pass those on to the next school for them. And that's it. That's all you've got to do. What I've done is I use import-export features in all my programs now, so people can share and move data. It's very handy. It saves them a lot of time, but as importantly, it saves you a lot of time. So you can download a trial set of these from Scalabium, scalabium.com, and try these out for yourself. I'm fairly certain I don't have C++ Builder in my RAD Studio, but I'm quite certain that they work just as well with C++ Builder. I'll check with Mike on that, and maybe I'll mention that in a future tutorial. But that's it. That's all you got to do. There you have the program in the raw. It's that simple. Save yourself and your users a lot of time and work. So that's it for today's tutorial on the export components from Scalabium.com. And I hope you try them out, because they've been around for years and they're very, very good. They're probably the best I've ever found, and I've got 40 plus years of computing in, and development mostly. So give them a try, see how you like it. They're just too simple. Well, thanks again for being with me. If you like this, give me a like, subscribe, please. And do leave a question and or comment for me, I'll get back to you. I get notified right away on comments or questions. So try that out. And I'll see you in the next tutorial, whatever route we end up going. Thanks again. I'm Robert Davis. Bye.